This is Chaplain Kim. I'm Deputy Command Chaplain in the 6th 3rd Readiness Division. I pray you are well. Do you ever struggle with the negative thinking? If you have a harsh inner critic or get caught in worry, stress, anxiety, depression, or wrestle with the low self-worth, then you know some of the symptoms firsthand, right? You are sad. Negative thinking patterns can have a strong and sometimes a devastating impact on our relationships, our health, our work, our lives. Peace Pilgrim says, if you realize how powerful your thoughts are, you would never think of a negative thought. Honorable Sergeant Majors sent me this. When I look at that statement, I thought to myself, wow, that's kind of bold at the end. I have to be honest because I don't think it is possible to never think a negative thought. But I will tell you that it is possible to stop negative thinking. There is a difference. A negative thought is just a thought until you dwell on it. Don't dwell on negative thoughts because it becomes negative thinking. We cannot avoid negative thoughts, but we can stop negative thinking because negative thinking is like fertilizing weeds in your garden. Les Brown says, in every day there are 1,440 minutes. That means we have 1,440 daily opportunities to make a positive impact. Here is a very interesting story. A little boy went out to the ball field by himself, wearing his baseball cap and carrying a bat and ball. In his eyes was the look of steady determination. He was so full of confidence that he put his bat on his shoulder, tossed the ball into the air, and said, "I'm the greatest batter in the world." But he swung and missed. "Strike one," he said. He picked up the ball, looked it over, and then threw it into the air again. As he watched the ball descend, he repeated, "I'm the greatest batter in the world." But once more he missed. "Strike two," he said with a puzzled look on his face, and he started to examine his bat to make sure there wasn't a hole in it. A third time he picked up the ball, adjusted his cap, and tossed the ball into the air. As the ball went up a third time, he repeated the refrain, "I'm the greatest batter in the world." He swung with all his might, but he missed for the third straight time. "Strike three, you are out," he said with emphasis on umpire. But instead of being discouraged, the boy began to jump and shout across the ball field. Wow, what a pitcher! I'm the greatest pitcher in the world." You may feel like you have struck out. We have all struck out in some areas in our lives. But the good news is that you don't have to justify it somehow or call failure by another name, because even though you may have messed up, there is always another chance to begin anew, especially with God. Anybody here need another chance? A new beginning? A clean slate? We can never mess up so badly that God cannot fix up. If you are struggling with negative thinking, I can tell you from my own experience that it is possible to turn things around, cultivate inner peace, and live a meaningful and fulfilling life. Philippians chapter 4 verse 7 says, "And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." God's word is filled with the truth of who we are, who He is, and His power. Consistently meditate on His word and use it to fight negative thoughts. The power of God is stronger than anything, and when you use His weapon to fight back those negative thoughts, you will win. You will win. Rest on Him. He will get your mind right. The Lord bless you and keep you in His peace. Have a blessed day, blood and fire.